Hi guys, it's Mark Zicree, author of the Twilight Zone Companion, with your Twilight Zone Minute. We're continuing down the list of the first season of the Twilight Zone. The first 8 episodes were written by Rod Serling himself, and over the 5 years of the Twilight Zone, he'd write 92 of the 156 episodes total. And his output was astonishing, the quality was incredibly high, and the variety was amazing. So we've already talked about the first episode, Where Is Everybody? And the second episode, One for the Angels. Now we get to Mr. Denton on Doomsday. Now, fascinatingly enough, when Rod was doing a pitch for the sponsors about what Twilight Zone was going to be, he spoke about several different episodes he was going to do, and one of them was a Western, but it wasn't about Mr. Denton. It was different. It had Mr. Dingle, a name he would use in another episode, and clearly this shows the evolution of how he thought of story and how he put stories together, because this is a wonderful and poignant story. And part of what Rod was doing was, first of all, by working in different genres, he could have a great reach for Twilight Zone into the past, the present, and the future. But also, he was shooting at MGM, which was the greatest studio of the golden age of Hollywood. It had an amazing collection of sets, costumes, props, you name it. And in fact, during the 70s, when they were auctioning all that stuff off, I actually, as a teenager, went there as a 13-year-old and saw the amazing everything that they had there. It just went on forever, and it was phenomenal. And now, of course, it's scattered to the winds, very sadly. But Rod was shooting Twilight Zone at the height of that, and he had access to every prop, every costume, everything that Twilight Zone, that MGM had ever made. So he walked around the back lot, and he saw what was there on the back lot. And there was a New York street, which he used for, One for the Angels, and there was also a Western set as well. And so, because Westerns during that period, 1959, were the dominant format of dramatic television. You had Westerns all over the place, Gunsmoke and Bonanza and Wanted Dead or Alive and, Have Gun Will Travel and on and on and on and on, so he decided to do his Twilight Zone take on a Western. And the first feature he'd ever written was Saddle the Wind, and it was a Western, and he joked later that he gave better dialogue to the horses than to the human beings. And but he came back to the format with this wonderful, wonderful episodes. And it's a drama about a washed-up, drunken former gunslinger, who is challenged to a gunfight and has to find some miracle to save his own life. And Dan Duryea starred in it. He's terrific in it. He was an actor who was in a lot of film noir in the 40s, and he was a slightly older man by this point, in 1959, and he was just wonderful. You really believe him in this episode, and he's just so sad and so plausible. And it also has a young gunfighter, a young bully, played to perfection by a black-clad Martin Landau before Space 1999, before Mission Impossible, certainly before he played Bela Lugosi and won an Oscar. And so basically the gag is, Twilight Zone is very much about what you wish for, what you long for, the road not taken, regret, nostalgia, all of these things in a huge mix. And getting your wish and having it turn out not the way you envisioned is a frequent theme in Twilight Zone. And in this episode, there's Mr. Fate shows up, and he has a potion that just for a moment can restore the gunslinger's talents, and with a gun. And the twist is really, really fun. And I won't spoil it. I'll try not to have spoilers in these Twilight Zone minutes, but it just pays off wonderfully. It's a perfect solution and ending, and it has this wonderful, quiet compassion in it that is another hallmark of both Rod Serling's writing and the Twilight Zone. It's a great episode and wonderfully done, and and even though it plays with some of the stereotypical tropes of the Western, the washed-up gunslinger, the alcoholic, blah blah blah, still works like a charm. So that's the Twilight Zone Minute for today. Go to twilightzonecommentary.com. What I'm going to be doing upcoming is I did 52 episode commentaries on the Twilight Zone Blu-ray, which I produced. Now I'm going to do the remaining 104 episodes, and we're going to have an app where you can access all of those commentaries and watch your favorite Twilight Zone episode on whatever format you like on Netflix or whatever, and listen to these commentaries as you watch the greatest television show ever made. So that's it for now. Mark Zicree, twilightzonecommentary.com. See you next time.